He's a 6'4" gazelle. He's a ballerina, a gymnast. This is like buying a Chanel bag when you went thrifting. It's like when you look in the mirror, but you still ask your friends if the outfit looks right. That means you weren't sure of yourself. What's happening, my beautiful people? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Mike LaBelle, and we're giving you positive energy. Today, we're talking underrated players. This is right up my alley. And as I was starting to go through all the websites and look at the catalog and the collective, I realized there's way too many underrated players. If you want more of this, please like the video because I've got to do some categorizing. So this video is going to include players that come to mind for yours truly. Doesn't mean I didn't do any research or haven't used these guys or gone up against them a ton, but we do have to cover criteria. If you want more underrated videos, please like this video and comment down below what players are underrated to you, and also the criteria, because I made a big list. This is the criteria that I was looking at. Underrated are players that overperform but unexpected. They still have relevance. You can't just pick the no name off the street. That's no good for talking points, and it just doesn't matter the same. I'm not including icons. This is not budget based or value associated. If you want me to put together a video, then it needs to be underrated players on a certain price point, which can also be a category. I already told you this is subjective. This is my list, and I wanted to have more of a conversation with all of you as opposed to putting together a review of 1,000 players in Ultimate Team and then trying to figure out a top 10 or a top 15. I don't know how many players I'm going to mention in this video, but it's going to be quick fire. I also did a max rating of an 86 because at some point, surely they can't be underrated once you start getting into the high 80s or even in the 90s. And I did not talk about goalkeepers whatsoever. So that's a bunch of disclaimers or restrictions or rules, but I felt that it was necessary. And overpowered and underrated are very close. They almost coincide. I feel that overpowered is confirmed greatness. An example is Mendy and Varane. Categories, because I told you I want to make a follow-up video, at least if you enjoy this content. I was thinking between promos, price points, rares. Maybe I should go position by position because there are so many selections if I were to take wingers or strikers or center midfielders, box to box, center backs, full backs, even goalkeepers. Because there's so much around underrated. I feel that it is a topic point that the community is interested in, and I try to speak on behalf of the community. I was more so trying to figure out, well, let me open the conversation. Let me give this dialogue, and then let's figure out how to restructure into something that's a little more organized and had clear-cut measurables. I like those. Let's get this started. Kappa, this is the Snowman edition. Should come with a cape. He's better than Conte. And some people play him as a center back, full back, a center mid, a holding mid. Versatility at its finest. Herrera already got that bump, and you could complete this SBC knowing that he was going to receive that improvement with the UCL foot item. Big body, got the bruiser. Taliska, maybe this is the wrong video. I love Taliska. I think most of you know about Taliska, but I don't see him in weekend league squads anymore. But he's the most capped player in my club. I felt like I have to mention him somewhere. He might be more in the overpowered category. I just don't see him nowadays. But I love the man. He's a 6'4" gazelle. He's a ballerina, a gymnast. He's a special player, but with all my disclaimers, I should have known better. It's like when you look in the mirror, but you still ask your friends if the outfit looks right. That means you weren't sure of yourself. You want your boys to say, you need to take that off. That does not match. Opara. I know this isn't a price point video, but he's under 30,000 coins. And just listen to this. You might know who Opara is, but do you really know him? Have you actually used him? Have you unlocked? Have you pulled up his statistics? 83 acceleration, 92 sprint speed, 88 agility, 85 balance. This man is innovative. That is unusual, regardless of a rating for a center back. Malay, I still can't believe in his performance. Not an item I was naturally attracted to. This is like buying a Chanel bag when you went thrifting. I'm not sure that's gonna hit for anyone watching unless you spent a lot of money on a Chanel bag. Foreshadowed previously, Aaron Long, meta, this is it. Green Link Opara. Might as well throw Lima into the same conversation because Lima is part of that American dream, and most of these players were pretty much free, next to nothing. And I got real in-game moments, in-game activity with all of them. And I give them 2 thumbs up. The biggest issue was trying to find a goalkeeper to get some sort of chemistry. Bergen, high-low work rates. I realize you're seeing him throughout the weekend leagues. Not so much as a starter, but I just feel that he's not on the radar yet. He's still under the radar. Maybe not discussed enough. Denayer, the stats are fake. They're fraudulent. He's one of these players that has 65 or 66 balance, but in game it feels mid-80s. His turning is unbelievable. I really enjoy using Denayer. I have him in my squad currently. Kessie, This is your Serie A Renato Sanchez. And you could have picked him up for less than 100,000 coins at one point. I know that his price has gone up. If you were one of the winners in the lottery, or you saw the potential as this foot item has gotten better, the overall numbers that have started looking like stat room stuffers. Christmas just passed. Stocking stuffers, Santa Claus with Kessie. I rate the item. Yannick Carrasco. I think you know about him. All of you behind the camera, but I don't see him in a weekend league. You should be happy if you have this man in a player pick, if you picked him up off the market. Super sub, starter, La Liga, Belgium. Go get yourself an enjoyable brunch, sit down with the waffle, watch Carrasco work. I'm also filming this rather tired, so if I look that way, I know you're already gonna blow up the comments and say, what did you do before this? Your eyes? We see your eyes. These are editing, on-air, broadcast eyes. That is my statement, and I'm sticking to it. Rule Breaker Oscar, really enjoyed using him. Teamed him up with Paulinho. You might say, I know about Paulinho at Inform. Then why is he 30,000 coins if you know so much about him? Or why are you not using him anymore? Paulinho had 1 to 2 weekend leagues max that I saw him as somebody that was in rotation. I used him myself, really enjoyed putting him into motion. The Brazilians, options, depth, all sorts of different positions at this point too. They just keep putting out foot items. EA is printing new players directly out of Sao Paulo. We might as well add to that, João Victor. Man, I regret not completing this SBC. I was on the fence. I've gone up against him. I have his loan, and his loan has put in a shift. He feels so smooth, and that was going to be one of those debates. People weren't sure if you were going to get that Brazilian flair. You're going to have the ins and outs and the quick touches and the turns that were necessary to be more of a top-tier striker or an attacking mid or even a winger. Something of value in the attacking half or in the final third of the attacking area of the pitch. He's got the juice. Organics. Witsel, another SBC that I regret not completing because of future Bundesliga releases, and at the time his price point seemed kind of high, but as the game has developed, patches have been introduced or reintroduced or re-released or newly released, Witsel just has more and more usage that makes sense, and when I go up against him, I feel it. He dominates the midfield. He dictates the pace. He impacts matches. He's got a big body, and he has enough ability as a technician to be an asset in the attacking area of the virtual pitch. Ansaldi. I know a lot of you completed him, but I never see him used, and it might be a Serie A issue, but I use my Ansaldi off the bench mainly as a center mid, a holding mid, as a fullback. He's complete. I'm just waiting for the correct release. I have my notifications on. Give me a center back Serie A that I believe is coming in at this upper echelon. We'll put Ansaldi there, or maybe give us an Argentinian. I know that Lautaro came out, but something wasn't quite hitting perfectly for that new Lautaro foot freeze, at least for me. Off to the Ligue 1, Kimpembe. I've used him for a couple weekend leagues. I thought that he came in with good caliber, good quality, especially in the Ligue 1 where you're kind of limited for center backs. His price tag might have also started to inch its way up a tad bit. I think he's sitting around 100K. Once again, this video is not about value, but of course, if you got him for 50 or 60K, it does make it a better deal. Golovin, also from the Ligue 1. Right back. Some of you are missing out. Golovin is somebody that can provide out of the back, confident the defender. He could step through. He could put his foot through somebody. He's got that sticky icky, and he can deliver the goods. He's a postman. These are some of the players that come to mind for yours truly. Please comment down below about underrated players and how you would like to see them categorized, because it's just more research, more details, more information, and I can't do this open-ended unless I was just talking about players that I really noticed and I wanted to discuss, such as this video. It's also more helpful for the consumer. Maybe you're looking for a striker, or you want to look for a winger or somebody in the midfield. I could tailor a video directly for your searches. And that's what I'm all about. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the constant support. And I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.